Hi, Mike Thomas, aka the Young Trishula here, and I have a video for you today. I did not intend to have a video for you today, but I saw something on Twitter that I thought was kind of interesting, and I thought I would share it with you guys, because I think this is kind of fun, and I wanted to make a video. So hi, we have a video. Like, comment, subscribe, because sometimes you get videos. Anyway, I saw this tweet. I was sitting there in my bed, and I saw this tweet. It's from Triff. Hi, Triff. Triff tweets? Whatever. How do you out Light Dart Changle in defense position, asking for a friend? And this is the game state that they have found themselves in. It appears to be Murakumo, Chaos Angel, whatever this Link 2 thing is. They have Arthalion, a Ketu, probably a trap set, Extrav, Rahu, Ash. I think that's Lucius and Femina, right? That's the setup. And their opponent has a big graveyard. I'm going to assume, for the purposes of this video, there is at least one spell in there. I don't know how else the Murakumo gets here. Anyway, I found lethal. So this is the lethal. And just to explain why this is interesting to me is that a lot of people don't think that Draco Tail is very good at finding lethals or is a little bit slow. This deck's actually a little bit crazy, and I like this deck a lot. It's a lot of fun. So let's look at this lethal. Here I have recreated the board state on Dueling Book, and I'm gonna start by normal summoning the Lucius. And Lucius is going to use this effect, and I'm going to assume that they say, okay, I'm going to go Murakumo. I'm going to pitch this Extrav because I don't want to bother saying, oh, well, you play the Extrav, and then you banish blah, 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 and then you don't hit blah, blah, blah. Who cares? That's not going to happen. So we're just going to discard it. I'm going to link these guys into Cross Sheet. And then I'm going to use the effect of Femina, fusing the two monsters in our hand. Lucius searched Urgolo, by the way. And we're going to make an Arthalion. Now we have some triggers. We're going to trigger our Urgolo, and we are going to trigger our Arthalion Engrave. We are also going to trigger our Cross Sheep, and we're going to use this Arthalion to get our cards back. So now we have our Ash again, and our Femina, as well as two Arthalions, a Lucius, and a Cross Sheep. We also have one spell in the grave. They have a big pile of cards in their graveyard in the tweet. I'm sure they probably have like 80 million spells in their grave. I will assume that they only have one. So we will then get our triggers, and we'll set a Ketu. We already had a Ketu, but just to show you that we didn't need this Ketu set. Neither of these cards matter. So we set a Ketu. I'm going to grab Mululu, because Mululu is very funny, and I like saying his name. And then we will fuse with the Mululu and the Femina in our hand, using the secondary effect of Ketu, because our opponent controls a monster. And we are going to summon Secretarion Dragon. Then we will trigger our guys, and we will set more cards. We will set a Rahu and a Draco Tail Horn. But none of these cards matter. All of these cards are here to show you guys that none of these cards matter. We could do all of this with just the cards that were in our hand and setting a single Ketu from our deck. We will then link off into Selene, Queen of the Master Magicians. And we now have two spells in our graveyard that we put there personally, and we are assuming that our opponent has at least one in their graveyard. And then we will use Selene to get back our Lucius again. And we are going to make access code Talker. This is lethal already, because our opponent has a monster with 1500 attack in attack position, and we have 9,000 plus 5,300, which is 14,300. If we subtract 6,000 from that number, which is the number of attacks that we are declaring into this guy, which is 4 times 15, that is 60. If we subtract 6,000 from that number, that is 8,300. The amount of starting life points in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 8,000. This is game. However, let's say that, I don't know, maybe we upstarted to get into this position. I don't know. Like, maybe we upstarted. Let's say they have 9,000. We can still lethal them. We can go Urgla, get back the Phymena. And then we can Secretarion, put back our Celine, get Malulu. Hi, Malulu. Malulu can now use his effect, and we can fuse for Gulamel. But wait, we still need more damage. What if they Valor us on this Access Code Talker? We still need more damage. Well, we still haven't used Rahu. So let's Rahu effect. And let's make another Arthalion. And now I have a question for you, because I didn't think that this is what I was going to find when I loaded up Dueling Book, and I said, I wonder how much damage I can get using the hand on the board in the tweet. This is 20,000 points of damage. Does 20,000 connect? Is 20,000 enough to kill? Please let me know in the comments below if you think 20,000 points of damage is enough to win the game. Anyway, that's all I really had for you guys. I just thought this was interesting and I wanted to share it. But I will also use this as an opportunity to make a little announcement, because big things are coming on the channel. We are going to be doing a lot more of this style of content, these kind of dual puzzles and learning and problem solving testing, I guess you can call it, here on the channel. And we also might start streaming here on the YouTube. You know, I stream a lot on Twitch, but I might start doing some of this type of content on YouTube. And that should be coming probably next week or maybe the week after. So subscribe for that, like the video. Draco Tail's better than you think.